everybody. Happy fall, y'all.
Hey. Happy fall.
Happy
fall.
Hope you had a wonderful Halloween and
Yes,
didn't gain too much weight from eating all that candy.
Hey, wait a minute. I thought you said there was no weight gain from Halloween candy.
Okay, she's right. Yeah. I did.
She did.
Yeah, those calories don't count.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Unless the kids came to my house, I gave them all money and they loved it.
She's the quarter queen.
I am.
That's what I should have done
It's
was come by here.
Vegas.
You know what, though? We've gotten past the Halloween thing.
did.
And now it's going to be Thanksgiving.
Oh,
Gobble,
yeah.
gobble, gobble. Don't rush Christmas.
no.
Because the stuff's not going to be offloaded from the ships off the coast anyway. So,
I don't know. There's a whole bunch in the stores. There was a whole bunch in the stores like before Halloween, Christmas stuff.
okay, well,
I already bought a Christmas thing for somebody.
of course you did.
I got
So-
it in my closet.
As we said at the opening of the show, it is fall.
Yes.
And, you know, there's spring cleaning. You know about
Yeah.
spring cleaning.
Oh, yeah,
right?
absolutely.
You know, in the Midwest.
Sweep out the old year, get rid
Yeah.
of the dust bunnies, and
in the hot, you know, in the
Good luck.
Midwest where we're all three from, your house is kind of hermetically sealed all winter long because it's colder than you know what. And when spring comes, you throw open the windows and you let the fresh air in and you clean all that stuff. Like we used to have to wash the walls in our house in the spring. Remember
You
that?
know what?
Washing
I
walls?
remember
Okay.
doing
Yeah.
that. Why don't we do that anymore?
well, they had to.
Because the paint that they make nowadays kind of disintegrates when you put water to it. But anyway.
well, that's true.
So, but here
That's
in,
for a little later.
here in Las Vegas, where you're hermetically sealed in your house for 6 months a year because it's stinking hot, it's 100 and hell out most of the time, that when it goes down into the 70s
Oh, which it is now.
and
It's
kind
so
of in the low 80s and
beautiful.
stuff, that is when,
It's a cold wave.
we throw open our windows and we let
do.
the fresh air come in and all that stuff that you do. So I've been in the throes of throwing things open and throwing things out and cleaning and cleaning and cleaning and cleaning.
Wow, good for
And
you.
I got into my closet, and it's been such a long time
Yeah.
since I
Been bit
dove.
by the cleaning bug?
I did a deep dive in my
Last
closet.
fall?
I have 3 tiers of shoes, many of which I haven't worn in a really long time. The dust.
I was going to say they must be covered in dust.
The dust that got stirred up by all that and got into my nose and yada, yada, yada. So I'm not dissuaded. I will continue with the project, but I did get very busy and I did some really deep cleaning the last few days around the house,
good.
which feels really good.
Yeah.
But it kind of brings me to this question, because I know
Okay.
you guys out there, just like us guys in here, we each and all probably have a least favorite chore. Something we put off, something we don't like, something we really don't. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, Beth, what is your least favorite chore?
You know, that's a hard question. You know what? I procrastinate everything. I do. I do. I got to clean out this drawer. It's getting hard to close. There's stuff popping. But do I sit down and clean it out the next day? No. I put it off because there's something fun to do. We live in Vegas. So I go do something fun and think I'll do it tomorrow, and eventually tomorrow comes. Eventually, don't you guys do that too? Listen, you know what? I mean, Grady's retired. We're both home all the time. There's nothing I have to do.
Okay.
You know.
You hate getting started. It's not one
I
particular
do.
thing you
Once I
hate
get
getting
into it, I
started.
love it. But it's like tomorrow.
So that's your least favorite chore is getting started.
I'll watch Match Game 76. I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. Terry?
That works.
And your least favorite thing?
Oh gosh, my least favorite thing. I don't know. It could possibly be dusting. Yeah, but you know, once I get started, my real thing is I've got my containers. And I like to put everything in my containers. And then once they're in the containers, it looks so great. And then the drawers will close. I've got containers in my drawers, and then I've got containers in my garage.
Queen.
Yeah.
Container
Yes,
queen.
she is.
I do, you know, I've got the red ones and the green ones for Christmas. So I've got all my Christmas stuff.
Yes, you
I've
do.
got orange and black ones for the Halloween ones.
Yes, you do.
And then I have, you know, a see-through bin so I can see the winter clothes or the extra blankets, and I can see, you know, the kids' toys or the stuff that's in there, so I don't have to open them all up. But yeah, I just love the bin.
Do you do that, you know, that, I forget that company that makes those bags that you suck the air out and flatten them and put that in
You know,
containers?
I tried that.
I'm just curious.
But they were a pain, and then they get little leaks and they puff back up, and Yeah, it's just not worth it. Just cram them all in and just close the lid.
Snap that lid down.
And it'll be fine. Absolutely. So that, that kind of works. I don't know, it just seems like there's always a new chore. It's like you wash dishes and you have to wash them again. You vacuum and you have to vacuum again. And things move. I have a house full of people. So even though I make the room look clean, I go back and there's things that have moved. There is now stuff on the table.
Gremlins in the house.
Which I had gremlins.
Gremlins that have names. They have names.
They have names. You gave birth to 2 of them.
I did.
And you married the other one.
Yeah, and then
on purpose.
The dog. The dog helps too.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
So Terry turned this into a positive. She took it from I hate to dust to I love to organize because she's Terry and that's what she does.
Yep.
She turns things into positives and puts things into containers. I love that. Me, I'm with Terry. I hate to dust. Let me correct that. Let me amend that.
Because Vegas is dusty.
It is.
It is.
Let me amend that. I used to hate to dust. And the reason I used to hate to dust is my mother was the queen of knickknacks. Every shelf, every surface in our house had her trophies from diving, her trophies from swimming and bowling, and her collection of dolphins, and her collection of wolves, and her collection of... And me and my sisters had to rotate chores every week. I hated it when it was my week to dust. Because, this is back in the day when you had a dust rag. You didn't have a feather duster, you had a dust rag. And my mother required that every item be taken off the shelf and dusted individually. And then the shelf had to be dusted. Right. And then you had to put every item back where they were.
In the same place.
And you didn't have cell phones there where you could take a picture so you would
remember?
know where it all was.
Yeah.
You had to remember, okay? So I hated to dust until they invented the Swiffer duster.
Oh, I love my Swiffer.
And the first commercials where the woman was dancing around her house and dusting her banisters, that was me.
Is that you?
That was me. I was so excited. It was like, hell, this is fun. And then you take it outside and go tap, 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 and then the dust goes that way. I mean, this, in part of my fall chores that I've been doing, I was up on the ladder.
You are too funny.
I had the extending wand. And
I love the extending one.
I'm doing all of the blades on the
and
fans.
It bends.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
So I went from hating dusting to loving it. But here's me. Here's what I really hate. I hate spending all day, every day, walking around my house, picking up and putting away things that I did not leave laying around. Okay? I'm like Terry. I like it all this way. I'm guilty of craving, order and then creating chaos. I'm not innocent of that. But when I get bit by the bug and I get busy and I get everything clean and I get everything organized, put away where it belongs, and then they come home.
They come home.
They come home.
Do you live with they come home?
They come home.
I bet you do.
And it's a challenge because I have 6 chairs around my dining room table and 2 on either side of the china hutch, and it's like a competition. And then 4 in my counter in the kitchen. It's a competition between them to see who can cover up each chair with a jacket.
Yes.
Set time of year. Even
Yes.
though the closet is 3 steps away.
What do you say when they do that?
It's a family show. I can't. What I say is, would you please put your shoes in the closet? Would you please hang up that jacket? Then it was, if you don't put things away where they belong, I'm going to start throwing them out. Or I'm just going to heap them in a pile on the floor of the garage because they didn't belong in the dining room, so then they just can go in the garage. And if you don't think they belong in the garage, then put them where they belong.
No,
That's
good.
how you go.
Yeah.
She's tough.
She is.
Yeah, but I'm a marshmallow sometimes too. Yeah. But I like order, and I just, my least favorite thing is having everything finally cleaned up and put away, and then they come home and
they come home.
I love that. They.
Which gets down to here we go again. Nothing ever lasts, okay?
That's true.
Nothing ever lasts. It never does.
Nope.
You know what? Because they don't make things like they used to.
No, they do not.
They don't take the same. Well, I shouldn't say all don't take the same kind of pride.
Well, they made us to last.
They did.
Yeah. But
we're classics.
No, I'm going to tell you.
Classics.
I'm going to tell you what just happened.
Oh no! Look at. Here comes it.
Yep.
You forgot to say. Listen.
Listen. I'm going to tell you. Christmas 2019. I sound like Sophie on the Golden Girls.
Yeah.
Christmas 2019. Grady bought my dream guitar. I have always wanted a baby blue guitar.
Anything blue.
So he gets me a baby blue, hollow body, 12-string Ibanez. I'll put a picture.
So this
Okay.
must be an amazing guitar based by that description.
For me, I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
So, with the COVID,
Oh, is that still going on? I thought we were done with that.
but, the guys I play with didn't want to get together and whatever. So
right.
I bet since Christmas, oh, no, wait, I forgot to tell you one more thing. When I got this guitar at Christmas, I plugged it in, one of the pickups didn't work. It's an Ibanez. Remember, Ibanez.
There'll be a quiz later.
Oh my gosh.
Okay? One of the pickups didn't work, so I
They're
take
in
it
her
back
crosshairs
to I take it back to Guitar Center, and they say, "Well, we got to get you a new one." So they get me a new one,
A whole new guitar?
a whole new guitar.
So you got a whole,
now,
okay, a whole new guitar.
Ugh. I didn't play much because I wasn't going over to John's house and all
Right,
this stuff.
And you had other things to play with.
Yeah. Don't go there.
She has lots of guitars.
I
She-
do have
She
a
has
lot of
tons
guitars.
Yes.
And a
So-
piano or two, so.
Yeah, right. 2 pianos, a keyboard, a bunch of guitars. I'm
Other
stocked.
things to play with.
So I haven't looked at this guitar in quite a while. I take the guitar out a few weeks ago. The back of the neck has a horrible curve crack. It's cracked all around the back of the neck, right above the Now, why is this extra bad? This is a 12-string. You have no idea how much tension on those strings. If I was playing this guitar and it broke, that wood would snap and go right through me. Honest to God. This is not safe.
Death by guitar neck.
It could happen.
Not good.
So I take it to Guitar Center. They say, hey, it's a manufacturer thing. The neck was made of 2 pieces of wood they're separating. So finally they say, well, you got to call Ibanez directly. Bottom line, both Ibanez and Guitar Center pretty much told me to shove it up my back end.
Wow.
They are not responsible. Oh, well, that guitar's only got a 1-year warranty. Are you kidding me? I've got guitars from the 60s that have never done that. So
That she played a lot because she used to tour. She
Yeah.
actually did that for a
Yeah.
living.
all the time. So
Wow, that's crazy.
you know what?
They don't make
Don't
things
buy
like they used
Ibanez and don't go to Guitar Center because they do not. Their customer
stuff.
service is garbage, and they don't stand behind their products.
I hate when that happens.
Wow,
So
absolutely.
you're right. They don't
Yeah.
make things like they used
No,
to.
they don't.
None of my guitars from the 60s or 70s have had any kind of problem like
Yeah.
that. Never.
Everything now is disposable. They want things not to last. They want you to buy more
Yep.
and more and more. I think that for most things, it's 2 years. Almost everything, 1 to 2 years. That's all they want it to last, and then they want it to
How
follow.
sad.
Cell
and you
phones.
used to be able to fix stuff. Didn't your
Yeah,
dads
yeah.
fix stuff?
My dad was a washer dryer repairman for
Well, there you
years.
go.
Do you remember when you used to take your shoes and have them resoled or rehealed?
Oh, to get
yeah.
new heels put on them because it was worth it.
Yeah.
Now they just fall apart.
Throw them out.
Yeah.
Throw them out.
Yep.
Throw them out.
Buy a new one because the new ones are cheaper than what it
Disposable.
costs anymore to fix things.
Remember
so they're
when-
doing it on purpose.
Remember when guys used to work on their cars? I mean, they loved
Yeah.
it. Teenage guys that, you know what? They had interests, kept them out of trouble. They're working on their car, working on their hot rod. You
Yeah.
can't do it anymore. With
So-
all the
it's all
electronics, you
electronic
can't.
stuff. Yeah, that's true.
So I have a story.
okay.
My husband and I bought our first house together in 1983, and when we moved in, there was this Maytag washer and dryer,
Okay.
Harvest Gold.
Oh,
So
I
you
remember
know that
that.
they had to be at
Yeah.
least 10 or 15
Yeah.
years old, okay?
That was good.
And they ran like a champ, okay? We'd been living in the house for several years, finally had something go wrong with one of them, had to call out a repair guy. So he's disassembling this, and what does he find? Original belts. This is the first time they've ever had to crack open the inside of these machines, and he only had to change out one of them.
And how old?
It was probably at least 15 years old.
Wow.
Okay. So he says to
They don't
me,
last that long.
don't ever give up this washer dryer. Well, fast forward a few years, and we bought a new house, and we moved into it in 1990. Since I've lived in that house, which is be 32 years come January,
Right.
I'm on my 4th washer and dryer
So you
set.
didn't take the old one with you like he
No,
told you?
because my husband said... we're
They
moving
said. They said.
well, we're moving into a new house, babe. So we
need
should
new.
get new stuff. And I did. I got a Lady Kenmore washer and dryer. My dad used to work for Sears.
I'm surprised that
and
didn't hold
They
up.
lasted
Oh,
about 10 years or so, which is pretty good nowadays. Then we bought a fancy, newfangled, no agitator LG washer dryer, and they were horrible. Had to get rid of those. the washing machine, when it went into spin cycle, sounded like a jet engine taking off in my laundry room. Scared the crap out of me every time. So then we went from that to another set, a GE set. That lasted 6 years. Both of them went down at the same time. We lucked out because, you know, a lot of appliances truly are sitting in the container ships that are offshore. I have a friend of mine that works for Home Depot, and she sells a lot of appliances, but they can't get delivered for 2 or 3 months.
See,
anyway, we lucked out. My husband found
Crazy.
a really good washer-dryer combination, Whirlpool, and they had them in stock. They put his name on them, and they delivered them the next day.
Wow.
So I was very happy about that.
And
But you know what? Terry was telling us, though, before we started filming, we're talking about things that don't last. But actually, Terry was telling us about things that are coming back in style that are from olden days that were like
tell
gone for a
them.
long time.
Yeah. Well, as you guys know, I'm a teacher, so I'm at school and I'm seeing the kids out on the playground, and where kids are inventive. You know, and we've always had kind of that spirit as kids when the technology's taken away and those sort of things, and you get creative again.
Yeah, they got to use their imagination.
Oh,
Imagine that.
absolutely. But they're starting to play red light, green light again.
Really?
Yeah, and some of the childhood games that, you know, duck, duck, goose, and, you know, the kids are sitting in a circle and running around.
hopscotch?
Yep, because we can't play on the play equipment because that's like, you know, you can't touch.
Why?
Oh, because of COVID. They've been, you know. So the kids now have to be creative, and so they're starting to play some of the games again that we played as kids.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Will you
That's
please-
cool. You know what? I just learned a new
What?
game. It's not from childhood, but Lynn and Joan taught me this game, Mexican Train. It's a cool game.
It sounds naughty.
No, stop it. Stop it. No, it's kind of like dominoes.
it.
Go on Amazon.com, you'll find Mexican Train. And it's kind of like a dominoes kind of game.
You play it in person, in real life?
No,
or
I
is it on
have
the-
it right over there. I'll show you guys after we're done filming. Yeah, no, it's little dominoes in a case, and you know,
wow.
spread them all out, and it's got a thing in the center with a little switch that has a train sound. I like that. It's very cool. It's very cool. But
gonna leave it
you know
right
what?
there.
It's just
Yeah.
really fun. We played when they were in town, and
Neat.
Roxy came over and played Mexican Train. We'll have to have game night one night.
Oh, that would be
Would
fun.
you like that? I
Yeah.
would.
That'd be
Yeah,
fun.
game night would be fun.
Shoot some pool, play some train. I like that.
Yeah.
That would be
Okay,
good.
so mixing
All right.
up the old and the new,
Right.
Yes.
I came across this list of words.
Okay.
Oh,
She's always finding words.
and
not
we
gonna-
don't know them
I'm
yet.
not
She
going to
won't
read all of them
say.
because there's a lot of them. I might save some for a future show. But I found 4 that I thought were pretty funny because it kind of reinvents the meaning of a word by changing its pronunciation and spelling just a teeny tiny bit.
Okay, so these are old words that are kind of All right, well, I'll listen.
These are words
Find
that
out.
we are all familiar with that
Okay.
have now been updated to describe something a little bit different.
Okay. All right.
So this one is ignoramus, not ignoramus. We all already know what this is. Ignoramus.
Yes.
Nuts.
It is a person who's both stupid and an asshole.
Be careful, you were drinking.
I was drinking. I got
Come out her
light
nose.
carpeting. Be
Remember that
careful.
as a kid? And the root beer would come out your nose and the milk at the
and
table.
An asshole.
So they're an ignoramus.
I want to
anus.
use that
Anus.
word
Ignoramus. Okay.
because no one will know what it means
And
unless
then-
you watch this
yeah.
show.
And then there's another one that kind of goes along those lines. This is boson, not ozone. Boson.
And
It is the substance surrounding stupid people that stops bright ideas from penetrating. The boson layer, unfortunately, shows little sign of breaking down in the near future.
now, see, you guys can
Yeah.
use these because no one will know what you're talking about, but we'll know.
I can't penetrate the boson layer. Watch enough news on TV and you will
Yeah.
totally get the boson layer.
And you'll be able
Okay.
to apply it.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is another good one. This is
Okay.
not intoxication, it's intoxication.
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 Okay.
And it is the euphoria at getting a tax refund,
Okay.
which lasts until you realize that it was your money to start with.
You know what?
you
That
think
is
about
the
it, that is
God's
so
truth.
It is.
Don't get me started on where our money's going. Don't get me started.
And they're sending those extra checks now for the kids. You know, your
Don't
kid
even
credit first.
get me-
Well, I'm just going to have to give it back, so I'm just putting it in the bank so I can hand it back to them.
Yeah.
I don't even.
what?
Just around
I don't
robin.
want to know.
Yeah, you don't want
But
to
here's
know.
my favorite and my funniest of the 4. Are you
Okay.
ready for this one?
Yeah,
love this
we need
one.
a laugh.
Okay, I love this one. It's reincarnation. Not reincarnation, reincarnation. And it
Okay.
is coming back to life as a hillbilly. Reincarnation.
Oh,
So,
funny.
you know what?
Yep, I could say. Yep.
We're trying to keep everything on a positive note because
Yes.
God knows there's too much negative stuff out there. So we're trying to make sure we're like wrapping up the show with a laughter
It's good
and a
for
positive
your soul.
thought. That's correct.
Laughter.
Absolutely.
That's correct. So the positive thought is find something to laugh about every
Yes.
single day.
Yep.
And if you have a good or funny story,
You can share
send
it with
to the
us.
babes.
Yes, please. You can
Yeah.
email it to us at babesinvoiceland@gmail.com.
That's
and
it.
we'll be happy to share your story
Absolutely.
on a future show.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, hey, have a good couple of weeks, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again soon.
See you
Stay
soon.
happy.